Hi, everyone. Welcome to another comics loving, storytelling loving edition of Words, Images, and Worlds. On this episode, I'm delighted to be talking with the very talented Airica Demia. Erica, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so glad to have you. So glad to have you. I've talked to people in the world of wrestling comics that make comics about wrestling, but you are a professional wrestler, and I believe the first female graduate of the Palmetto Wrestling Academy. Is this right?
Yes, that is correct.
That is a cool credit. That is a very cool credit.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, as you should be, as you should be. That's fantastic. And uh, delighted to talk with you about some of the overlap, some of the heroes, the anime directions that you're taking. And I believe there's some cosplay that's also part of your world as well. So glad to talk about that. What inspired you to be on this path?
So my dad has been a wrestler so he started training the year before I was born, which is in 2003. I was born in 2004. Um that makes a lot of people feel old, and I feel bad for that, but that's the truth.
You
Okay.
know.
20 years old, I was born in 2004.
Mhm.
um but yeah, he started training in 2003 and I grew up with it. And when I was like 7 years old, I think, I was like, hey, Dad, can I wrestle? And he was like, no, you cannot. You're clumsy. You're going to hurt yourself. Hard pass. And then I went through a little bit of like troubling time in middle school when I was around 14. And he's like, she needs an outlet. Hey, kid, you want to take a bump? And I was like, I absolutely would love to. Yes, let's do this. And I took a bump, and he was like very surprised at how good it was. And I was like, yep, I watched you train people and I wanted to be better than the old men. So I did not hold back. And then it stuck. It's addicting and it's a better outlet than a lot of things. So
Yeah, I was a
healthy, but
middle
it's
school
not
teacher
healthy.
for 8 years. So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. It's like a healthy like medium, but it's also like very painful at the same time.
Yeah. I was just going to say I was a middle school teacher for 8 years, and good on you and good on your dad for embracing the wrestling and getting some aggression out in middle school because put those people in their place. Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know how you dealt with middle school kids. It was the worst when I was in middle school though. And
We would have had a good time in class. I bet we would have. I would have been like, put them in a headlock, and that would have been great.
that's funny.
I love the sort of hero-centered and anime-centered take that you have. So, I grew up on wrestling as well. It was kind of like comic storytelling to me in a way. I mean, He-Man kind of looks like a wrestler already, and I love the Ultimate Warrior and Jake the Snake and people like that. Do you have any heroes in wrestling and in the wrestling adjacent world?
So I feel like an obvious answer here would definitely be my dad. Um, he's the reason I'm here. He's in an 8x10 right here. I got his
Nice.
stickers all over my wall. Um, this is part gimmick, but it's also like that part is definitely based on real life for sure. Um, but when I was a kid, my favorite wrestler was Bailey, and Johnny Gargano. I just had a crush on Johnny Gargano, so we're gonna go with Bailey.
Hmm, hmm.
um, my very first set of wrestling gear was pants and a like sports bra kind of top because that's what Bailey wore, and I wanted to be different, but I also wanted to be like Bailey. She was definitely a big hero of mine, and like inspired like my first couple sets of gear. She definitely inspired that, along with the anime thing. She inspired the like what it was, and then the design was inspired by Deku from My Hero Academia.
Nice, nice. Love the mixture of inspirations. Uh, how are wrestlers kind of like real world superheroes or heroic characters in a way?
So that's a little bit of a deep question.
Ah,
I feel like the
that's what we
best
try.
way,
That's what we try
yeah.
for.
Deep questions are the best questions. You can get so many different answers. I feel like the best way to explain it is, at the very least, what we do is make people forget about their problems for a little while. Sometimes that's all people really need. Even if like they don't have someone directly reaching out to them, they see something that inspires them, and that in and of itself will help them a little bit. And that might inspire them to get help or to start like start wrestling or start on their dream because that's what they need at that point. So I feel like that's the best way I could say any of us are heroes.
That's a great answer. Now, I mentioned I'm also a teacher, so just thinking about the glass ceilings that you're breaking, I'm thinking about students that I have in wrestling. Any advice for any young person listening in, or even advice that you would travel back in time and give yourself?
The only person that can hold you back is you. There can be plenty of people telling that you don't know what you're doing, telling you or making you feel like you aren't good enough. But the only way that that's actually going to get to you is if you let it. If you block that out and you don't listen to what these people are saying, you're going to be just fine. And you control your own destiny in a sense like that. Because I've always been a very self-conscious person and always felt like, oh, people are so much more athletic than I am. These people know so much more what they're doing, or like they're just so much better in general. And that was a mindset that held me back a lot. And I'm
Mhm.
finally getting to a point where that's not really a thing as much in my head anymore. And I'm learning to stand up for myself when it comes to a match, when it comes to a booking, when it comes to like just anything, a promo, like just not letting the idea of somebody else not liking what I'm doing hold me back. And everybody should have that thought process going into it. It's a lot harder to pick up on it if you don't already have it.
Yeah, also well said. Very well said. Now, in terms of finding you online and in convention spaces, if I'm someone out there and I want to see more of what you do, if I want to see a match, where would be some places that I might go, and anything next in your path that you'd like to mention?
So the best way to find me would probably be to Google Airica Demia spelled like it is right there. Um,
Mhm.
because all of my usernames are very different. There might be some fake ones. So just search a little extra hard, I guess, just to make sure it's the right one. If it's like super updated and like super recent stories, like for Instagram and all of that, then it's probably me. um,
Sure.
but I've got some bookings coming up. I also have a YouTube channel too, if you want to watch any of my matches. Just yeah, I guess go to YouTube and search Airica Demia. It should be your hero, Airica Demia. Bookings that I have coming up. This weekend, I will be in action. On Saturday, I will be in Illinois for the biggest party of the summer, Dreamwaves Summer Spectacular Outdoor Show. I have a scramble against Story Denali, Fallen Gray, Becca, and Brittany Brooks. And that is going to be a blast. I'm very excited to have a match with all of these girls. I don't think I've wrestled any of them before. Well, I've been in matches with Brittany Brooks, but other than that, I have a terrible memory. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that one. Um, on Sunday, I will be in the biggest match of my wrestling career so far, and I will be against Nixon Newell, uh, aka Tegan Knox from WWE, at
Mhm. Mhm.
Bullpen Pro Wrestling's Goldmine. As far as conventions go, I will be at the Southeast Game Exchange Multiverse Mania on Friday, July 18th. That should be in Greenville, South Carolina, if I remember correctly, for Pro Wrestling Turbo. And the same convention for their Smash IRL 3 Brawl on Sunday, July 20th. Same promotion, Pro Wrestling Turbo. Um, let's see, Saturday, July 19th, I will be in Alabama for New South Pro Wrestling against Sophia Savan, I believe is how you say her name. Then Thursday, July 24th through 27th, I will be in Raleigh, North Carolina for Fantasy Super Cosplay Wrestling at GalaxyCon.
Very nice. Very nice. Any cosplay inspirations that you want to talk about for GalaxyCon?
So GalaxyCon, they have like two little like subdivision cons they do. So they have
Hmm.
Animate and they have Nightmare Weekend. For Animate, I'm usually Froppy from My Hero Academia. And for Nightmare Weekend, I've been the pale girl from Terrifier 2. Uh
Nice.
I'm not a horror movie person, if I'm being honest. I like psychological thrillers. I'm not a gore person. It kind of makes me sick. I'm very squeaky. Um, but I did my research and I watched Terrifier 2 like this, speaking
Yeah.
through my
Hmm.
whole time. But she's a very interesting character. She's very fun to play. Froppy, I already knew who she was because my character in real life, or well, in my wrestling career is based off of the main character from the same show. So I was like, oh, I know her. I can do this. I got this.
That's
um,
cool. And I love the Airica Demia kind of nod that you have there. That's very smart. Love that.
Thank you. That actually kind of started as a joke. Um, so I was sitting in an ice cream shop. I don't know what year it was. Uh, but I was sitting in an ice cream shop with my parents, and we were trying to come up with a name for my Instagram. Oh, it was in 2019. That's when I made my Instagram. Um, so my dad just kind of threw out, "Hey, what about my Insta Airica Demia, like My Hero Academia?" And I was like, "Ah, I see what you did there." And then a
Hmm.
while later, we were trying to come up with wrestling names, and he was just like, "Why don't you just use Eric Academia?" And I was like, "That was the easy answer. We could have just, yeah, we didn't have to create a list of names this long and go through every single one, and they sounded terrible." There was like Zelda references, different anime references, probably some other video games in there. They weren't good, but Eric Academia kind of just it flows really nicely, and
It does.
it is my real first name, spelling and all. That's a lot of people
Oh,
are
cool.
shocked about that, but my mother was like, "I'm gonna be creative," I guess. Uh,
Nice.
yeah. Do you want to say one thing before we go?
Yes.
Um, if you want to get into wrestling and you're not athletic, you don't have to be. Because I trained myself to be athletic. I had to force myself to be athletic. That was something that I learned. You don't have to be born athletic. Sometimes you can, I despise this saying with all of my being. Athleticism in professional wrestling is a fake it till you actually get there kind of thing. Like you
Hmm.
pretend you're athletic until you become athletic, if that makes sense, especially in the training part. You're allowed to mess up, you're allowed to fail, you're allowed to do something and it not look good immediately. The only thing is you just have to keep going. You have to keep trying. You have to just keep learning. Always keep an open mind. And the biggest thing in wrestling is be coachable. That's the reason I am where I am. I've wrestled in 21 states at this point. Very proud of that too. Thank you
Hmm.
for helping me with that, Dad. Thank you to my trainer, Ethan Case. Oh, that's important too. My trainer is Ethan Case. Um, the head trainers of the Palmetto Wrestling Academy currently are Ethan Case and James Johnson. We have some other trainers that are also very good. Um, I'm trying to remember who all is a trainer right now because we have a bunch of new ones now. And I'm like, oh, I don't remember everybody. It's okay. I love them all. They're all fantastic. They're very good at what they do. Um, and they've all have helped me a lot with getting where I am. But I definitely wouldn't be here without Ethan, James, or my dad, for sure. That was kind of a tangent. I don't know how I got to there from where I started, but
It works. It works. You need a trainer, and it sounds like you have a great supporter in your dad as well.
and my mom. My mom's great too. She
Yeah,
she tried to wrestle for a little bit and I was like, that's not for me. Y'all have fun.
yeah, yeah. You have a great growth mindset with it as well. That like keep practicing and keep at it. Love that as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's like a definitely a necessary mindset to have. You're never done learning ever. It's always you're always going to be a work in progress and it's exhausting, but it's normal and it's okay.
Absolutely. Very well said, Erica. Thank you so much. Glad to have you back anytime. And thank you so much for everything that you've said that I now get to share with others.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad I could, like, hopefully I inspire at least one person here. Because
I am sure.
I definitely needed somebody when I was young. I definitely needed somebody who was very flawed. Because everybody seems so perfect all of the time. And I know everybody's like, oh, nobody's perfect, but people have a habit of only showing the sides of them that they deem worthy of being seen. And I disagree with that because I I have ADHD. I don't know how to talk to people. I have social anxiety, and that's okay. It's normal. It's all right not to know how to talk to people. You're allowed to be a human being. And
Mhm.
everybody needs somebody to look up to. And if I can be that one weird green-haired girl that makes you feel a little bit better about yourself, I will be happy to be that.
I'm here for it. Wonderful chatting with you. Great to talk with you. And may the journey continue in wonderful ways.
Thank you so much.